Alright, yeah, welcome back to Magic Duels with our Grixis Brains deck. Hopefully we do better than the crushing defeat we had last episode. So good about that. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the game. And we're in. Okay, so this hand looks acceptable. We don't have any red mana for the Fiery Impulse, but we do have pieces of the puzzle, so maybe we should be able to find something. Our opponent is Thew74, rank 23. Right, let's just lead with an island. The rest will come in untapped. So, may as well. What is our opponent on? And he's red mana. Okay. Red is acceptable to us. Let's just go Drown Catacomb and pass the turn back. Next turn we can pieces the puzzle unless we get a better option on our draw. Tends not to be a better option though, because pieces of the puzzle is pretty great. Red-green, I'm going with werewolves on this one. In fact, we could do with a red mana so we could burn that away. And that is not a red mana. Okay. So I would prefer to grip the Royal for it, so we could draw a card and keep it tapped down, but if we don't cast something on our turn, then it will flip, which would be dead annoying. So we are just going to Drown Catacomb, pieces of the puzzle, and see what we get. You view those cards. Look at your imminent demise. Ha 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 ha. So we are going to lose our Jace, but I'm not so fussed. I don't think he's particularly great in this deck, to be perfectly honest. A lot of the times when you're building a Magic Duels deck, you tend to try just force Planeswalkers into whatever deck fits its colour. Which, you know, is a bit of an oversight. He's kind of useful. I mean, in the last game, he maybe saved it. Despite us losing, I think he's the reason it came so close. So we are grateful to him. We'll never say a bad word about him again. But I think we were going to lose anyway. Okay, so he's going to flip. Smouldering Marsh. That is our red mana. We don't have Spell Mastery online for Fiery Impulse, so we're not going to be able to do that. So if we Nagging Thoughts, which will enable Spell Mastery, we'll take the Grip of the Royal. And suppose we can just waste away one Grip of the Royal for a card draw, fill our deck up a little bit. It's maybe a waste, but it's 3 damage. We're supposed to be slowing him down. And we get another Disperse, which is great. So anything we may accidentally lose. Oh, and we did also flip him. But I personally find that the human side of Dustwatch Recruiter is much better. It gives you proper card advantage. Whereas this one just allows you to play the cards you've got. Silverfur Partisan. Ew. That needs to get burnt away, but he's going to get a wolf token from doing it. Whenever a wolf or werewolf you control becomes a target of an instant or sorcery, you get to put a green wolf token onto the battlefield. Which ain't great. Ain't great at all. Did we play a Drownyard Temple when we should have played an island? Oops. That's a bit of an oversight. Alright, well, looks like we have to play the Smouldering Marsh this turn. Allow his guy to flip. And then if he comes to attack, we'll Grip the Royal it. He will get a 2-2 out of it, but we can disperse away his tokens if we want to. But we need to Fiery Impulse the Partisan as soon as possible, which ain't going to happen this turn. Got anything in response? Don't look like it. So we're avoiding 3 damage, but we're creating 2 more, which is the issue. And when we come to Fiery Impulse the Partisan as well, he's going to get another 2-2. If we can get a Displacement Wave, that'd be quite good. Get rid of the tokens after we've done it. Breakneck Rider. Okay. Yeah, a mass bounce spell right now would be absolutely fantastic. Let's first nagging thoughts. We are going to fiery impulse it away, but I'm hoping to get a mountain or a radiant flames and a languish. We can do red, black, blue, wipe his board. Yeah, let's take the radiant flames. And radiant flames for 3. It's not a target, so he won't get a 2-2, even though it would die anyway. And then we will Evolving Wilds and go get our mountain, I think. Which will hold up our 2 fiery impulses then. And potentially keep his board at bay. So he's got nothing to play, which is great. So I imagine he's got combat tricks in his hand then. Just by the lack of anything being played. Or maybe he's just got no lands and they're all 4 mana. I'm not sure. So... are we at any risk of having mass removal? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 instants or sorceries. That's 14 damage from Rise from the Tides. Suppose we could blow one now. We keep up a Smouldering Marsh anyway. I'm not sure if he's going to have any mass removal of any kind. Oh, he's pausing. That's a Howl Pack Resurgence. Wolves get +1/+1 and have trample. Okay. That might get some of his werewolves out of Fiery Impulse range, but he hasn't got any werewolves. And we can disperse the crap out of them, so... I think we've got this game hands down. Yeah, there we go. Let's continue playing. A Twin Bolt for one of our zombies. Okay. We still win next turn despite that. Let's put our Evolving Wilds out and pass the turn back. Any blockers get dispersed and Fiery Impulse. We've got 4 ways to get rid of 4 creatures. A 5/5, I'm going to disperse that. Might as well crack this Evolving Wilds while we're here. So as soon as that hits the battlefield, he draws a card if I do it on his turn though, don't I? When it ends the battlefield, draw a card at the beginning of each upkeep. Oh no. It's equal to the cards in hand. So yeah, we'll just bounce it. He's tapped out, so he's dead. And let's swing in for lethal. Yeah, if you're convinced that they're not going to have any mass removal, if they're like in a colour like green or something like that that's not known for it, then by all means throw away one Rise from the Tides. But anyway guys, I'll see you in the next game. And we're in. Okay, this hand is not a keeper. It's too many lands, not enough action. With the Evolving Wilds we can cast Geist Blast and a Languish. It ain't great, but I think we'll keep it. That may turn out to be a massive mistake. So we'll go Evolving Wilds and then we'll crack it on these at turn. Our opponent is a Fire. Something like that. Okay, he's in black mana. I'm going to crack the Evolving Wilds. We're going to go get a red. So now we're able to cast our Geist Blast. We could do with another black at some point. Go for a Sulphur Falls, since it comes in untapped. Let our opponent worry about counter spells now that we're brandishing our blue mana. I did try running counter spells in this deck, but I found that I was wasting too much time countering spells when I could just mass bounce the crap out of them. So I ended up pulling them out in the end. Okay, we're just going to Island and then pass the turn back. We can Geist Blast these creatures or just Grip of the Royal for card advantage to keep him tapped down. Depending on what he plays. If it's a hasty creature, then we'll grip it. Unless we can kill it. So we do want these Geist Blasts in the graveyard at some point. It's another Drowned Catacombs. So that's going to mean that our Languish is going to be online, which is great. The longer our opponent goes without hitting our life total, the better. Because if we hit 12 mana and have Part the Water Veil and Rise from the Tides, that's pretty much game. There are many other ways to win. with Brain in the Jar, for example. So we are going to Evolving Wilds. Our opponent is cracking his, so we shall crack ours, because why not? We'll go get our single black land, I think. Unless, do we want... Nah, we've got plenty of blue. I think once you've got double black and red, you only need a single red. Once you've got those, you can pretty much just go get your islands. Which is why there's so few of them. So we have a lot of dual lands that cover the cost of doubles for our off-blue colours. Deathcap Cultivator. Unless he's got something else to do, we will kill it. Okay, we'll Gas Blast that. And murderize it. Because we might as well. Our goal at this point in time is to slow him down. So red-black, if he's running discard, oh, he's running green as well. So it's maybe not just a Madness Vampires deck. It might be something a lot more special. So now we have 2 languishes online. With the slow play of our opponent, I'm not sure, unless he's ramping into something, how he could come back from this. Saying that though, we could be in for some really bad draws from now on. If we don't get any of our answers, then we're not getting anywhere. And we do only have 1 instant and sorcery in our graveyard. Which means Rise from the Tides is pretty much dead if we draw it. Tireless Tracker, that yet again is going to get blasted. He does get a trigger off of it, but we're going to keep it down. Feel like we're getting rid of some of his key cards in his deck. Just got a little bit of a hunch, but I imagine that he was hoping to severely get some use out of that. Okay, that is a 5/5 Woodland Wanderer. We can Grip of the Royal that on his next turn if we want to. And also Displacement Wave it. I think Displacement Wave hits clue tokens, which is fantastic. It's just unfortunate it's a 5/5. If you'd have only cast 2 colours for it, would be alright, but... yeah. So maybe he's a Jund mid-range good stuff deck, I don't really know. It's kind of hard to read, is this deck I'm playing against. So he's going to attack us, we're going to tap down his Wanderer. Yeah, okay. I thought if he had a response, we could Geist Blast it and double tap things. We're happy to not use a Geist Blast to stop him attacking with a Cultivator, which for some strange reason he didn't bother to do. It's not got a Defender. Mina and Den. Okay. That's going to be a problem. We could copy Languish, and that would wipe his board. So that won't. Do we want to throw away a Geist Blast to do that? So we can't... we can Displacement Wave for 5, but he just plays it all back again. And I'm not sure if that's sufficient slowdown. Yeah, let's Languish and copy it. Like so. All creatures get -8/-8. And we have a backup Languish, we have Radiant Flames, and we have Mass Bounce. So now we just need to start drawing into our self-mill cards. Obnixilis. This deck needs some Planeswalker removal. Displacement Wave can deal with it, and so can Disperse. But I have found Planeswalkers to be a particular nuisance. Okay. Does he give himself a counter? Yes, he does. Has he got Delirium online? No. If he has Delirium, he can put a counter on it each turn. But he doesn't. Well, we asked for a Pieces of the Puzzle and self-mill cards, and we got one. So let's have a look what we get. We could have Geist Blasted it, actually. Which may have been a good idea. We just get a Radiant Flames. Unfortunately, piece of the puzzle is bugged, so it won't let us take a Disperse, which was what we would have really liked. But, there you go. What can you do? Okay. Well, we've got a Fumarole to attack his Obnixilis if we can get around his Obsessive Skinner. Actually, we've got a Drownyard Temple in there for ramp as well. I think we'll just pass the turn and see what he does. And we'll just Drownyard Temple if he doesn't do anything that we can deal with. Got to remember, we still have a Geist Blast in the graveyard, so we can do these things twice over if we need to. Unfortunately, none of them hit Obnixilis. Okay. We could Displacement Wave for 5, and that would bounce everything on his board. Another Woodland Wanderer, that would bounce it as well. And he's going to put a counter on it. That's great for us. I'm going to take the 3 just so that we can Drownyard Temple. So I think ramping's probably a better idea than blocking 3 damage. So he has 2 cards that we don't know about. That's nice. How many instants of sorceries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total so far. That's 10 damage off a Rise from the Tides, which is not enough. So, do we want to Displacement Wave for 5? Yeah, I think we do. Gets his Obnixilis off the board, gets his Retreat, and both his creatures. Stops a lot of damage for the turn. So, Displacement Wave for 5. Bounce all your stuff, sir. Thank you. Come again. Okay. So, which one's more important to him? Likely, the Retreat's more important. And the Obnixilis probably to come down next. Yeah. So we only slowed him down half a turn. Essentially. He will get some more card advantage, but he had to start his counters all over again. Which is fine with us. The more card draw he gets, the more his life goes down as well. And our 10 damage in Rise from the Tides gets a whole lot better. What doesn't get better is the sheer amount of lands we're drawing into. We do get to Fumarole though, and hit his Obnixilis for 4. Which is going to be nice. Do this now. Hello? Let me switch to power and toughness, please. Thank you. And get it down to 2. And then we could actually Languish Geist Blast his blockers and take out all his creatures and his Obnixilis on the same turn, barring something strange happening. Well, actually, do we have the amount to do that? We'd need to draw a land to be able to double Languish, but we could double Radiant Flames, Geist Blast it, and Fumarole, I think. Just have to make sure we tap our lands right, if that's what we're going to do. Sylvan Advocate. Fantastic. I'd like your Wanderer to come down next. It's a Pulsar Marassa. Is he going to go grab a Wanderer? Oh no, probably the Mina and Den, I'd imagine. Or maybe even the Tireless Tracker. He has got a lot of options. He's going with the Mina and Den though. Okay. So... If he Mina and Dens and plays a land, this guy's out of range of double Radiant Flames. But he's not out of range of double Languish. So he's got a Woodland Wanderer, a Mina and Den, and the other two are a mystery, aren't they? That is a Disperse. If we went 3, 6, we could Fumarole, wipe his board, kill his Obnixilis. Yeah. I think that's what we have to do. So let's just make sure we don't mess up the land taps. Exile this from our graveyard. Copy that. So we've got red, blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, Geist Blast doesn't work like that. Oh no. No, it doesn't. Oh, does it? Oh no, it copies it because, yeah, it's an exact copy, so the X is the same. Oh, I had a little panic attack there. Right, Fumarole, engaged. Kill his Obnixilis. Excuse me, let me just do this now. There's some weird error when you're trying to switch the Fumarole around, I've found. If you engage in blockers, it says that you can't do this while blockers have been declared. And I've had it a few times where it's not let me do what I want to do. Okay, so that's his Omnixilis out the way, and that's a few of his creatures out. He does still have the Woodland Wanderer and the Mina and Den. And now he has a Tyler's Tracker. So he's going to retreat, put a counter on his tracker. Few Mina and Den I languish. Swear down. I'll do it. Okay, he's going to pop his clue token. Still within languish range. If he goes out of it, I could disperse him. I'm really not enjoying the lack of combo pieces we haven't been drawing. Pour over the pages. Well, that would enable our combo pieces to enter our hands. Taking 10 currently. And we can't block it with the Fumarole without losing it. So we'd be tapping 3 down, so we'd have 6, 7, 8 mana left after the pour over the pages is done. I think we do it. Gives us more options. Yeah, we've got a Geist Blast. My god. We could be doing this. Right, let's dump the Geist Blast. That is the last Geist Blast we've got to use, though. So I'd love to be able to pour over the pages and Geist Blast, but we need to get rid of this here. We know he's got a Mina and Den left, and that's about it, and we can burn that away all kinds of ways. In fact, I think we saved the languish for that exact reason. So let's Radiant Flames for 3. Pause the timer. Exile Geist Blast, copy it. Now we know that it is copied with the X cost. That's 2 of his great cards gone. Play a land for the turn. We've got to disperse up for anything deadly that might come along. I'm hoping that he's running out of steam now. Next turn we can pour over the pages, further fill our hand up. And fill our graveyard. That's the Sylvan Advocate. Is that the one we knew about and he never played? No, this is the one. Okay. He's putting counters on his land. We can't disperse that, which is unfortunate. We need to start hitting our combo pieces soon. Otherwise I don't have much hope for this. Those 2 he could be holding on could be mass removal. Which would explain why he hasn't played them, because we've never given him a reason to. Okay. Let's pour over the pages. Well, there's a Rise from the Tides. So untap 2 islands. Let's bin the island. So we're going to thin our deck with Evolving Wilds, I think. How many instants on sorceries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 18 damage in zombies. But he could easily have ways of blowing them away. We have a Disperse to hold off a turn. Yeah, I'm a little worried now. Just based off what he might have in his hands. He's running 3 colours, so Radiant Flames is perfect for his deck. And he has a lot of creatures that intentionally seem to be able to get out of that range. They're all counter-based and above 3 toughness. So I think Radiant Flames has definitely been running his deck. Okay, I think we'll hold off a turn and disperse something away. And hopefully we draw into something nice. So we're on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If we hit a part of the Water Veil, and I'll encode. Okay. It's going to give this +2/+2, I guess. Yeah, if we hit a part of the Water Veil, that's probably going to be the game. So we get a free swing in, which will cripple his life total and force him to make some horrible blocks. He's actually going to give that haste. If he's activating his Quagmire, then I'm bouncing his Advocate, because that will reduce the power and toughness of his land. That looks like what he's doing. Yep. Okay. So we are going to bounce this. So we're only going to be taking 3 this turn. Oh no, sorry, we are going to be taking more than that. 8. We could languish just to throw it away for an extra sorcery. We're on 4 life now though. Possess Scab. What does Possess Scab do for us? Possess Scab, Grip of the Royal. Let's play Sunken Hollow. Or Possess Scab. Pour over the pages. So that's 5. 8 mana we'll have spent. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 mana left over. It feels greedy to go get a pour over the pages. Or a Disperse, maybe. We're going to be dead in the air, so that needs to be gone. That's what we do know. And also this is lethal. So we need to be able to block it. Let's Possess Scab. As pieces of the puzzle, see if we can get a part of the Water Veil. We did not. We did get a displacement wave though. And another pieces of the puzzle. Wish we could have taken that Fiery Impulse, because I could have burnt that away. We need 4 mana up for the Fumarole to block. And we also need that gone. It's technically, because of the bug, its mana cost is 0, so we could displacement wave for 0. But I'd be inclined... I'd still lose, actually, if I blew them all away. Oh, I'm going to run out of time. Ah! Languish! I think I just lost. I think I just lost this game there. Yeah, ran out of time. I'm not sure how we could have played that any differently, except for played a little quicker. Well, that's going to kill us anyway. That would have been well and truly it. So Rise from the Tides would have put tapped creatures into play. And he would have attacked with this, given that haste, and gotten around us anyway. So I think even though I panic played and ran out of time, I don't see any way of us not losing that. Oh, that's a shame. Mind Rack Demon. Does not matter. We are dead as we can possibly be right now. Just got really unlucky with our draws. We weren't drawing into any of our combo pieces. And that was game. Right guys, that's going to do it for this episode. If you've got a deck or an idea you'd like to see me play, be sure to leave it down in the comment sections below. If you like the content, be sure to leave a like. If you loved it, be sure to subscribe. And if you're not quite sure, stay to the end card, see the rest of the content we've got to offer. And as always, I'll see you next time.